In the 1800s, we had the Industrial Revolution. And in the 1900s, we had the Technology Revolution. And I believe that we are on the cusp of the People Revolution.
If we manage well, if we manage our emotions, if we give dignified feedback, if we hire well, if we set goals that are realistic, all of this goes away.
So I came from corporate America where I was a very well-trained manager. And over the years, I have developed my own signature program called Confidence Management. I teach you what style of management to use when. Also, how do you manage emotions at work? And then how do you have those difficult conversations in a way that's dignified? And then how to set goals that are realistic for you and your employees so that you're all moving in the same direction.
When we think about how we're going to attract talent in and how we're going to change the culture of our company, how we're going to start looking differently and be that place that people find energizing, what we need to do is we need to start thinking differently about our workforce.
It's my life mission now to do all I can to end suffering in the workplace. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kendra Prospero. I speak on how to increase your employees' productivity by improving one fundamental thing for your leaders.
I needed to go back to work. So luckily, IBM called me back and they said, you know, we have this 20-hour-a-week job we'd love to offer you. So I went back and I worked. And I got so much done in 20 hours a week. But part of the reason it was so great is that I also got this iPhone. And now I could work while I peed. It was amazing, right? And so we all had these iPhones about 8 years ago. And now suddenly we work all the time. So I opened up my business really wanting to find out what people need. And I always ask this question, what do you need from a job? And I find that we hear kind of the same things over and over. But really the number one thing we seem to hear a lot about is flexibility. So see here kind of the summary of all of the things we typically hear. But flexibility comes up all the time. So then we ask the follow-on question, well, how do you know you have this? What does this mean? Millennials are like, what is this Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 thing? I have an iPhone. I work all the time. And they feel kind of cheated in the fact that they're not getting some more flexibility. So what we need to start doing is figuring out how to offer this to companies, because we as companies have to change or be changed. Otherwise, we're going to lose our great talent to companies that are a little bit more innovative and brave.
Right now, Boulder's got this pool that's about this big. What if I could tell you you could expand it to being this big? So here is the second inefficiency. It's around hiring, and it's this. That you are ignoring thousands of candidates because of the way we're structuring our days and structuring the work. So let me tell you a little bit more my perspective of the generations and how they think about work.
We're seeing a much broader and more diverse population coming into the workforce and adding great value. But if they're not included in discussions and they're not included in the decisions and in being a manager, then oftentimes it really falls flat.
The next part, though, that's so key for being emotionally intelligent is that not only are you managing yourself, but you're managing the relationships around you. Being self-aware of the emotion and then doing something about it.
So the elephant in the room is that 3 out of 4, or 75% of employees self-report, and they have been self-reporting this for 20 plus years, that they hate their job. They hate their job. And 1 out of 4 people report that they show up for work and they don't even work. They're completely disengaged. But yet we don't do anything about it because it feels hard. But so the elephant in the room is that we need to talk about this. And I actually think there is an easier way for us to eliminate the suffering in the workplace and get more productivity out of our employees.
Let's talk about why good people leave a job. Now, we've worked with almost 5,000 people, individuals, job seekers who have called us up and they actually Google, I hate my job, Boulder. And we always ask these folks, why do you hate your job? And so now, all these years in, all this data we have, we've analyzed it over and over, and it actually comes to about 13 things that make them hate their job. And the first 2 that come up over and over is that they're either undermanaged or they're overmanaged. Or in their words, They're micromanaged or they're left alone. They're micromanaged or they have a seagull manager. Do you know what a seagull manager is? A seagull manager is somebody who swoops in for a snack or carnage, right? And then they crap on everything and leave a big mess behind and then fly back out. That's a seagull manager. Most of the managers that we work with will say that they are either a micromanager or they are very hands-off. They don't call themselves a seagull manager.
The confidence management model is one of those things that is so simple that once you learn it, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that makes so much sense. So when it's simple, it's easier to remember. When it's simple, it's also something that can kind of get into your daily routine a little bit faster. These things add up to a great net profit.
Thank you, Kendra. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
That's perfect.